Hey guys, I'm the Fact Freak and I'm going to get straight into this. Now, we all know who the guy is over here. That is Chris Emery, convicted SO, and I will put the links to his deep dive in the description below. The person next to it is Aisha, aka Way2fiesty, and I'll put the links for her videos below as well. Both wrong-uns. Now, the difference is Feisty over there considers herself to be an exposer of wrong-uns like myself. However, she is well aware that Chris Emery here is a convicted SO. So why would she have him in her box? Let's find out.
All of a sudden because of what he's doing.
I'm nobody's friend, but I think the two of you have both got massive lessons to learn, to be fair, Mike.
What lessons have I got to learn, Chris?
Obviously, if you both go after people constantly, then people are going to come after you eventually, aren't they? So,
who's coming after me, Chris?
Well, all of his crew's coming after you, all of your crew's
No. The reason he's got big balls and he's coming after me is because of Evil Queen and what she said about me kids. You need to get your facts.
What the fuck are you talking about? She changes the reason that I'm coming after her. Every time somebody asks her, she says, I'm coming after her because I know things about she knows things about me. I'm coming after her because she's got all this stuff about me. She's coming after me because of Evil Queen. She's coming after me because of the reason changes every time. Every time. I've had no interaction with Evil Queen for months. I don't agree with what Evil Queen said about your children. Of course I don't. And why would that make me come after you? It makes absolutely no sense.
So if you're going to come at us, Chris, you need to get your facts right already.
I don't come at people, you know this. I'm just saying, like, you've had this coming, you know what I mean? I'm not arsed. I don't really watch the drama, to be fair. I just like to come up.
You do. You watch all of it.
I watch his
stuff. You're the first one there.
Thanks, Chris. Fan behaviour.
You are.
I watch his stuff about me, but I don't watch his stuff about it.
Or narc behaviour.
Anybody else.
So why did you think I'd accept your request then?
Because you always do, to be fair, yeah, unlike him.
She always accepts a request from a sex offender. Interesting.
Like, you never shy away like he does, to be fair.
Well, no, I've got nothing to shy away from.
I've spoken to Chris in the same situation, but outing him as an SO. In front of all of his chat. The live stream is literally on here, guys. Yeah.
I've said what I've said about you. You know what I feel.
This is Chris Emery. Have you spoken to Kirsty lately? Have you spoken to Kirsty lately?
No, I've not spoken to anyone lately.
I was speaking to her up until last week and then we fell out again.
I know.
What did you fall out for?
We didn't. Just not really. We were meant to meet.
I don't think I can break the confidence yet, but watch this guy. He'll play it down.
And then she let me down, and I hit him. Oh my god, what the fuck?
Do you want to use this as your opportunity to tell people who are watching because of what's happening to me what your truth is?
What his truth is, like what I've said about him's not correct, Feisty. He's a sex offender. He distributed revenge pictures of his ex-partner and was breached a restraining order that was put in place to protect that partner and was in court over that in December just gone. This is not, like, what are you talking about? The truth here is that you don't mind mixing with people like this.
What my truth is?
Yeah. Because obviously he puts a twisted narrative out. You were a man scorned, you turned into a bit of a buddy boiler, you regret your decisions.
So she's victim shaming. She's helping him victim shame. What the hell?
I don't need to put my truth out there. There's enough people know the truth about me. You know what I mean? I just think he's very... Hello, Kerry, how are you doing, alright? He's very hung up on being unfactual, and I don't know how many times I'm going to prove that he gets it wrong time and time again. The truth...
You've never proved it once.
Truth is, Feisty, I can't tell my truth because there's a massive restraining order, isn't there?
Well, so that's the restraining order that I'm lying about, is it? And why do you keep talking about it then all of the time? All of the time.
Same for me.
You don't have a restraining order on you, do you?
I will never ever be able to publicly tell my truth. But if a man sat down face to face, I can...
Same for me.
I'm not going to sit down face to face with you. You're wronging.
So, and he won't sit down face to face because he's all about the clout, and he wants to keep telling.
I love the clout.
Lies, and he wants to keep being unfactual, like the fact he says I was in court 4 months ago, which got done for fucking
So you were. This is really funny. So you were, weren't you?
breaking the restraining order 4 months ago, which happened 2 years ago. You know what I mean?
No, I said you were brought to court 4 months ago about your breach of a restraining order. I didn't say when the breach had happened. So once again, you've dropped yourself in it, you dumb SO.
I mean, he hasn't got a fucking clue, man. I will say,
How's Hull? Did you pull in Hull?
Oh, wants to know if the sex offenders managed to get a leg away. Lovely. Honestly, just lovely conversation to be having with somebody like this. Wow. And she, remember, Feisty says, women standing up for women, but not if it's a sex offender. Because she'll support a sex offender that is, you know, not only affected his victim's life, his child's life, and other people that he's encountered. No, she'll want to ask hard-hitting questions like, have you managed to get your leg away?
You did bring me into the picture originally, but I think you kind of have, like, backed down a little bit now and said, well...
Backed down completely. She's got you in a box.
Hang on, I might have got it a little bit wrong, you know what I mean?
No. I'm not backtracking on what I've said, Chris.
No, but you did get it a little bit wrong, mate.
I'm not backtracking on what I said. Do you want an opportunity to tell your truth? Yeah, of course you're not.
Me and Kirsty were never actually, like, we never really had an issue with each other. Me and Kirsty
Yeah, you
spoke
did.
the last week. We didn't. For the first few weeks when we split up, yes, there was a bit of controversy.
You
But
were
we
turning up at a house. My whole issue with you was, obviously, you'd done what you'd done and you'd been to court for it and it's all over the papers and all over his page, right?
Yeah.
But then that behaviour continued with Kirsty.
But again...
So, right, Jesus. This is just so backwards. So you have an issue with that, but you want him to tell his truth. And you want him to start talking rubbish about me and join your cause.
You just don't know the truth behind it, and I'm not going to get into it because Kirsty is...
It was all over TikTok Live, Chris. I was there for it all. That's how I know who you...
So that was the first time Chris said, can we not talk about this person because this person does not want it mentioned. I wonder how many times he has to say that before she'll shut her mouth.
What?
Me and Kirsty will both say the same thing. Our followers made an issue of everything. But me and Kirsty...
I mean, you turning up at a house made an issue of everything.
Well, obviously, if I've got gear to collect, DJ gear to go to work, I'm going to turn up at a house, aren't I?
I mean, threatening to smash our windows.
I never once threatened to smash our windows.
Yeah, you did. I was
Kirsty,
there
like,
making up
Kirsty
fake
did that
accounts,
herself.
calling out
Kirsty's
awful
admitted that
names.
herself.
These are a lot of accusations that Feisty has not got any evidence for, like usual.
Turn up at a house, aren't I?
I mean, threatening to smash our windows.
I never once threatened to smash our windows.
Yeah, you did. I was
Kirsty,
there
like,
making up
Kirsty
fake
did that
accounts,
herself.
calling out
Kirsty's
awful
admitted that
names.
herself. Kirsty's admitted I never once made her feel threatened or anything like that.
I mean, I was there when she was crying her eyes out, absolutely petrified that you were going to come and kick her door in.
Probably because
I was there.
there was some fake follower account fucking putting comments in the chat as always.
Chris, man, no, because you were making fake
Could have been.
accounts going in there. I was there. I seen you do it.
Where was she? Was she in his house watching him make the fake accounts? She has no evidence and grinning like a Cheshire cat. Grinning like a Cheshire cat, as usual.
You ask Kirsty. This is why I'm saying, have you spoke to Kirsty?
Because you've got...
Kirsty.
Chris, I seen it with my own eyes. I was
Kirsty
there.
will tell you herself, I never once made Kirsty feel intimidated, so...
I mean, you
She said
did.
that publicly.
I was there. I seen what you
Said that
did.
publicly.
Chris, I was there. I seen what you
Said
did.
that But anyway,
Women can be
Kirsty-
gaslighting, having their
Second time Chris has asked her to move on and stop talking about a woman who doesn't want to be mentioned.
perception
doesn't like her name
altered.
being mentioned, so let's move on.
Third time.
Kirsty doesn't like her name being mentioned, so let's move on.
I was there. I seen it.
You've seen fake accounts, yes, but not all of them were me, were they?
Well, no, not all of them were you, but
Oh, then she just backtracked on everything she said.
the ones that were you were very
Detective Feisty.
obvious because you were sat live talking about being in an account.
Because obviously if people are mentioning my name, I'm going to sit there and watch what's being said. When you're getting called a nonce and all that, you're going to want to hear it, aren't you?
Well, there you go then. There you go then. That's how I know you watch him harder than anyone else have.
Me? I've never called him a nonce. He's a sex offender. But to my knowledge, he isn't a nonce.
fucking don't.
Watch
I've
him.
got fuck all to watch him for.
No, I'm not on about him. I'm on about when Kirsty's followers were calling us nonce.
Ah, Feisty made an assumption again and was wrong.
I don't watch the TheFactFreak that much. Listen, I hadn't watched him for months actually, but I've started watching him again just because it's
Geordie Queen.
Oh, this poor woman. Right, so Geordie Queen, like, I didn't really want to mention her again, but these two are going to force my hand because Feisty's desperate to find allies, it doesn't matter who they are, to come at me. Now, Geordie Queen met up with Chris Emery for a drink, and she then took Chris Emery back to her house where they did a live stream on TikTok and people tried to warn her who he was. She doubled down and she made a video saying that she'd done Claire's Law, which she hadn't. She told me she hadn't. She admitted she hadn't, and she took the video down saying that she had. She then said she didn't support him or anything like that. Chris Emery made some response video about that. I responded to him, and in that video I said that really, as a single parent, maybe it's not the best idea to take somebody home on the first night you've met them. You know, and obviously in this instance it turned out to be a complete wrong, and that was all my issue was with this lady. But then she also went on to TikTok and told everyone I'd mentioned her son's name in my video on YouTube and that I should have my accounts mass reported and my videos mass reported. I proved to everybody that I didn't do that, and all I really expected, a decent thing for anybody to do, would be, I'm sorry, you didn't mention that, you're right. You know, let's just draw the line in the sand. As far as I'm concerned, I've drawn that line under the sand. I call out people a lot worse than that, if that makes sense. This was just somebody who was lying about me, and I'm going to say that they're lying about me. I'm not just going to let that go without any challenge.
Geordie Queen, what about Geordie Queen?
What's the crack with that? I don't know who she is. I just know that he's been gunning for her.
And that's all she needs to know. That there's been any sort of little thing. She doesn't know what the issue is. She doesn't know what's caused it. But she's like, oh, hang on a minute. There's a problem there. Let's see if I can bring this person in.
I've been getting arrested.
He's bullied her off the app. She's just come back on, basically.
Bullied her off the app. She's just come back on. She's not bullied off the app. My supporters didn't go over to her page and say anything. And if they did, they don't have my support. I don't appreciate that at all. But yeah.
Me and her had a drink one night as mates, like literally just a drink. And he started going in on her for fuck all.
I didn't. I've just explained that.
Do us a favour, tell us she's welcome in my life anytime.
And I wonder why. So the woman that doesn't want any drama, who, you know, quite rightly, and Jesus, I get it. Feisty's like, oh yeah, but tell her to come in my life. She's welcome anytime. And we can go live and talk shit. Like, I mean, Christ almighty, if the woman doesn't want any drama, that's literally how you get drama.
He has made him look himself a bit of a clown by bullying her. Like, he's absolutely...
I haven't bullied anybody. She literally made videos asking everyone to go and mass report my accounts. Is that not bullying?
He ruined his reputation by bullying an innocent girl.
Well, he just does that.
She lied. She wasn't innocent of lying.
With anyone, doesn't he?
He is just an absolute tool. I would love to bump into him in the street because I know for a fact he would say fuck all.
You're right. I would say fuck all. What have I got to say to you? What have I got to say to you, sex offender? I just don't get it. Like, this is not handbags at dawn. Like, Jesus Christ, we're grown men. This is pathetic, this shit.
He's not too far from you when you're at home. You in Hull at the minute.
Oh, willing to try and share my location with a known SO. Not surprised.
Another one, yeah.
I'm not. Like, what area? Listen, what area does he actually live in? Because I can't work out from his accent. He reckons he knows loads of people in Concord and that.
I do.
I walk around Concord like it's nothing. I
prefer drinking at the village and then going to Concord, but yeah, I do know a lot of people there.
Concord the other day.
I get messages from people about how much you get roasted here.
When he said I wouldn't go out drinking in Concord, I love going out drinking in Concord because
Is that where you got smacked all over?
Guess what? All these keyboard warriors will look you in the eye and say fuck all. It's just hilarious.
She is the faint sound of Feisty lighting a cigarette in her room again. little bit of passive smoking for the children. Now, I'm going to react to the second part of this very, very soon, Ash. I was going to do some like dramatic fadeaway where I clicked my fingers and it started again, but we'll see. So the second part now. See, I'm back. Trust me to have a life outside of bloody social media. Anyway, let's react to part 2 of this video. Now, since I've been away, actually visiting a relative in hospital, the waiting hours at the hospital, as you know, Feisty's been absolutely losing it. Absolutely losing it, making loads of different claims. Maybe we'll react to a bit of that at the end. I don't know. But we're up to part 2, where Feisty was allowing a known sex offender in her box with an agenda to have a go at me. So let's get back into it.
Where he lives, because obviously you've got massive beef with him, and putting him in danger wouldn't be something that I'd want to do.
She's already shouted out my area. She's made videos tagging the area that I live in.
Listen, I would never go to his house.
I know you wouldn't. I know you.
She doesn't know where, and she doesn't know where my house is.
Wouldn't.
But he's located. I'm just saying, what area? Like, is he South Shields?
No.
She's literally made videos tagging me. Like, I've literally just watched a video there that's just put out today, starting by telling everyone where I live.
No.
I don't get the impression he's a Washington guy. I've never seen him in my life.
He's not from Washington.
Close enough to work there, though, for a long time.
Is he a lawyer?
No, is he shite?
He's all...
No, I'm not a lawyer. Lawyer's an American term, Chris. The one you're looking for is solicitor. And no, I have got some legal training as I was training to be a police station representative. But that's about it. And I've always said that and been honest about it. Except for when I took the mick out of Sonny Sweetman and said I was.
Shite, isn't he?
How could he be a lawyer when he gets things so wrong?
Yeah, you're right. Lawyers in America, once again, are, I mean, like when he gets so many things wrong and using the term lawyer. But anyway, yeah, because people, lawyers, solicitors, whatever you want to call them, aren't human beings and can't make mistakes, can they?
Gets it 100% wrong.
I don't get it 100% wrong. Come on.
Like, the man does not know a single... And you tell us, is there anything he has ever found out on me that I haven't said with my own mouth?
Well, no, because
that's not what a deep dive is, and everybody knows that. People come to me, like Feisty came to me about Chris Emery and said, do you know about this wrong in this SO? And I find all the information that may already be out there. Somebody may have already admitted to something, and I put it all together in a linear timeline and put it out so people can see, and it's quite successful.
It wasn't him who got the facts, it was somebody else who fed him the facts.
That's correct. Behind every deep dive, there are usually people sending me information and facts that I then fact check.
Yeah, it was me me and Mars.
Yeah, but everything you have heard from, like, when he did his first undercover sting or whatever it was he called.
Undercover sting? What? What
was it? Like deep dive?
Deep dive, yes. A deep dive is a study of a particular subject. And you, Chris, a sex offender, were that subject.
It was all off my own content. So, like, what's the point of doing a deep dive when the man tells everything himself?
He just regurgitates stuff that's already out there and puts it all together and claims to be the one who's put it out there.
What do you do, Feisty? What do you, Feisty? What do you do? You screen record people on TikTok and upload it. You don't even put it together a timeline. You don't even explain anything that's going on. You don't raise awareness, and you're definitely not part of the exposure community. You're basically sitting there thick as thieves with a sex offender.
That's correct.
Like Buzz went after Buzz just because Buzz went on a holiday with fucking Sonny, you know what I mean? Like, what is the point? Just because he went on holiday with him? Fucking hell.
I think me and Buzz have sort of got past this, but we'll see what these have to say.
I mean, when you go on holiday with somebody who is
This is weird because just before she was live with Chris Emery, the sex offender, she was live with Buzz, and you couldn't see where her tongue began in his arse. You really couldn't. So what is she going to say about Buzz Tech now?
Who was an offender like what Sonny is. That's bad.
Nah, but like, at the end of the day, like, is that basically saying that because somebody's made a mistake fucking 10 years ago, nobody can be the friend?
No. But when people don't change...
I don't know, Sonny seems to have settled down, to be fair.
Yeah, Sonny's really settled down, Chris. I mean, he was threatening young women with a knife, telling people that he would go to their house and beat them up for places, tried to lie about being on the register. Yeah, he's really mellowed out and changed.
All right, he's got a miss, isn't it? And I don't know the guy personally, don't get me wrong, but he's got a miss, isn't it, now, hasn't he?
I mean, going on holiday with somebody who's got, like, allegations, thank you, because of the sale, allegations, or even just a hint of...
Feisty talking about Buzz still. Like, literally kiss his backside and then...
If concerns about children, that's not the best decision, but Buzz Tech...
I know, but there's just because he did that, there's no need for...
I like Buzz. I like Buzz. I condemn everything that he did still to everybody watching, but I like him.
Like, fair enough, I get that.
She doesn't, honestly.
TheFactFreak has an issue with Sonny, but there's no need for TheFactFreak to go in on somebody just because they were in somebody's presence, you know what I mean? That is genuinely harassment.
It isn't.
But that's what he does, though. That's what he does. He isolates people.
Sex offenders, yeah, I do.
They never isolate me. Like, I've had bigger...
Sitting there in his bed alone. Not isolated.
People and then come after me on this.
I mean, he does. He has, Chris, and you know he has.
But he hasn't ever affected us.
But this is just Feisty trying to make it out that I'm so bad by trying to get Chris Emery to admit that I've affected him more than Chris is saying I have, to feed her own bloody agenda.
But he has, though.
He's promoted us, if anything.
Not really.
Sometimes I do feel like that with some of these sex offenders that I out. You know, sometimes I do feel like that. But I would hope that most people, like when you went live with that girl, they were straight away going, Chris Emery is a sex offender. So everyone did know.
Yes?
Not really. I might not like the bloke, but he's not promoted you. He's not done you any favours.
He's done not one... Listen. He's done not one bit of negativity for my account.
You see, that might be bluster from the sex offender here. But Feisty's just trying to, like I say, get him to spin a certain narrative so she can spin one. You know, and make me out to be some big bad. What? Because I go after sex offenders like this guy that you're... I just really... I can't believe you've gone this low, Aisha. You know, somebody who says that they're under investigation by the police because you were potentially in a ring, and I won't say a ring of what, but I think we all know, is going live with their souls. Like, I just don't understand.
Well, he has, though.
But how? I'm still here.
Because that last that you were in a relationship that he did the first deep dive, our family stopped speaking to her, and we're messaging me, and I was sending the messages to him.
No, she wasn't. I've not seen any message. I've not seen any message of this. Feisty told me that was happening, but she didn't send me any of them. Now, I did try his bluff and ask him when I went live about it, and he defended it as though it happened, but she did not send any to me. None at all.
Her family were messaging me saying how they were concerned because of your behaviours and how you were, and I sent those messages to him. So yeah, he's not doing you anything.
If she sent those messages and I had permission to share them, they would have been shared everywhere. Like, I don't hold back when it comes to exposing pricks, and especially when he's all like, "Oh, this has never affected me. It's never been a problem." And you know, that's the kind of thing I would put out there. Like, I've not received them. Us
at all. The more you talk about him, the more he's going to screen record you.
Yes, did me.
I mean, I didn't screen record. I actually had two people send me different screen recordings of this. One was broken down in 13-minute clips and one in 2 6-minute clips. Like, they really do think that I'm just sitting around watching them all the time. I'm really not. Like, I could show you now. I've got notifications now on my phone. They're speaking, Feisty speaking about you right now, to the guy who did the news story taking the mick out of us and the situation. Like, I get updates all the time because people like what I do and they don't like what you do, so they have no problem sending it to somebody who'll expose it.
favour because I knew that girl was talking to somebody else and she was in a Facebook official relationship the next day. So this is what I mean. People never know what's going on in real life because I knew she was cheating anyway.
I mean, why badmouth her?
I'm not badmouthing her. I'm telling you.
Was she cheating?
She can't decide whether she's like anti-sex offender or pro-sex offender. 1 minute she's gaslighting and shaming the woman who has, you know, convictions against Chris, saying, oh, well, you were just a man scorned and all this sort of stuff. The next minute, honestly.
See, for me, Chris, this just makes you as bad as him.
How's that?
Because you don't stand in your truth and you don't speak your truth.
Because he won't say that he is, you know, absolutely distraught about it, all of this, like she wants him to. So now she's having a go at him.
I'm telling the truth, it was Facebook official with somebody else the day after. Sammy, are you on about Sammy Hostler?
But that's all her.
Well, I'm not saying it's her, but what I'm saying is, right,
he's not he's not lying about that. That relationship status was changed like that. I know. I looked at it when he made the claim.
TheFactFreak goes on about how many women I go through. Now, yous have just...
No, Chris, you made a video saying you'd been with 30 plus women this year. And I was like, yeah, what? Like, that's no, like, claim. That's no, like, great thing. I wouldn't have made that video response if you hadn't shared that information.
Self-admitted that yous are the one messaging these women when these women already know the truth.
No, I didn't say that. I said these women reached out to me.
You know what it is? After she went after Stephen Loveday's family, contacted everybody, I wouldn't put it past Feisty to have found that family and messaged them. I never asked her to do it, and like I say, I never received the messages because I wouldn't have been interested. I've had people that have messaged me privately about Chris and different things like that, and it's not something that, you know, you concentrate on the important facts and you don't get muddled up in that shit, and she loves to get muddled up in it.
The family reached out to me, not the women, their family.
And believe it or not, I told Sammy, I said, Sammy, you need to tell your mum and dad about what's gone on. And she went, oh yeah, I will eventually. And then one day I went to Sammy's house and got a right hacky look off her father. I was like, Sammy, I'm telling you now, he knows.
He obviously follows me on YouTube, guys, so if you're enjoying this video, make sure to do the same as Sammy's father and hit that follow button. And if you're enjoying the reaction so far, hit that like button as well.
So Sammy then sat down and had the conversation, but I told her she should have had that conversation earlier. But let's be honest, if her family want to cut me off because of a mistake for a year ago, fuck them, they're better off without me, and I didn't want them in my life.
It's a pretty big mistake to make, though, isn't it, though?
It's a pretty big mistake to make. Well, you were just a man scorned and you would never do it again. Honestly, like, this is insane. Is she okay? Like, she genuinely needs help.
Chris, let's face it.
We've all made mistakes, agreed, Feisty.
Miss Red's not live today, Natasha. No. That is a big mistake to make, though. Doing what you did to the level that you did it, it's more than a mistake.
The contradiction's insane.
What?
Was any pictures or videos ever posted on Facebook?
You shared links to pictures and videos. Fucking sly twat he is, isn't he?
You commented on the school's Facebook page.
I did.
And then... Yeah, you did. You did.
Yeah.
You did. And you tried to humiliate and shame her.
But he was just a guy scorned, Feisty, remember? Remember at the start of this video? Sorry, I knocked the mic. Remember at the start of this video, it was just a man scorned.
Were any pictures of me sent to her friends? Yeah. Was it a reaction? Yes.
Well, Feisty did say you just reacted before. She had no issue earlier on in this live.
Should you be talking about it if there's a court order in place?
Should you be talking about it if there's a victim listening?
Well,
no.
As long
Should
as
you be talking
to a person?
I mean, everybody knows who the person is, though, Chris, so just be careful.
You know who the person is? On the app. Locally, they might do, but nobody knows. But let's not refer to a person anyway, because that makes it personal.
Exactly, people do. That's what I'm saying. People do. People who don't like you.
People don't. Like, I've never mentioned this woman's name.
Know who it is.
And I do know
More
who
people
it
like
is.
me than don't.
Yeah, but there's people who've got a following because they speak the truth and speak facts, isn't there?
Hi. You're probably gonna. She's gonna fucking laugh now, isn't she? Because she's realised she's just sold my whole thing. 100% gonna laugh. 100%. She's got to. She's got to realise, fuck, they've got to make some joke of it or something. Let's see how they do it.
So just be careful.
Speak facts.
He fucking clicked on before her.
Apparently.
Good one.
You do know this is going to be all over his page because he's already put stuff up from this live that I'm in already.
Yeah, of course.
Trust me, he is getting very worried about posting about me because I keep shooting him down and showing everybody that he's a born liar.
Do I, Chris? Do I, Chris? Because this would be like my second YouTube video about you in a month.
The man's getting thin, and the man's making himself look a nugget because I keep proving him wrong time and time again.
No, you don't. So there we go, guys. Way too feisty. Aisha entertaining a known SO, even though apparently she's under investigation by a local police force for potentially being in a ring. There we go. Oh, that was the bit where I was going to cut out. But when I cut out, Feisty goes, the police have stopped this video. The police have stopped this video. So I'll say goodbye properly, guys. Bye-bye. Peace.